Hi and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I just wanted to continue with the marbling with alcohol inks, and I'm going to be talking about the papers that I'm going to be using and different colors. I'm going to try new colors. So for this one I'm going to do purples. So I'm going to start. I have a lot less water this time. So I'm going to do eggplant. Ooh, that was pretty cool. It's probably too dark to begin with. So that was eggplant. And next purple I see is amethyst. Amethyst. And I decided to put that white paper underneath so that you can see the colors as well. And then we have purple twilight. Well, that one's nice. It smells like a reddish purple twilight. And I was researching and learning that there's an actual water thickener that you could be using. It's a really light purple. It's called Cool Perry. Let's see where there's color or no color. So there's some over here. I'm just dropping little drops. Oh my gosh, my fingers are dirty already. Any more purples? Maybe we could add a little bit of raspberry. Or, yeah, maybe some raspberry. Since it's a cool that's kind of going towards Now I'm kind of thinking about it. Maybe I should do two at the same time. So I have regular cardstock. And I guess I can use the next paper. This one is going to be the watercolor paper. Canson watercolor paper. So that way I can do two at once. Because I love how this color is coming out. So I don't know if I should do, it already has light color, so I was going to put some alcohol blending solution, but it already has enough light area, so I'm just going to leave it alone. Okay, so this is going to be the Canson's watercolor paper, and this is just a cardstock, a thick cardstock I got from Amazon, and I'll put down the links. So I'm just going to throw I'm trying to do them both at the same time because I really like how these two colors came out. Oh man. Okay, so let's see. So what's happening right now is the paper is kind of folding up. So let me push it down so we can capture the color that was there, and then this one too. Because remember, she said she liked how the backs of them would look sometimes more than the front. Then who I mean by she is Jennifer McGuire. She's she taught this. She did this in one of her videos, and I was really fascinated by it. So it's with the watercolor paper, it kind of folds a little bit. Ooh, the eggplant is kind of dark. You really can't see the colors. I think the true colors on the camera, but this is really gorgeous. I'll put it here for now so it could dry, and then let me take out this was the watercolor paper, and look how that absorbed it. It's able to take more water, and oh, I know it's not going to focus, so let me try to make it look. Oh, that's my daughter. So I'm going to go check on her, and I'm going to come back, and I'm going to do more different colors, different types of paper. Well, my daughter's in the other room, so you might hear her making a couple of noises. But I really liked how these came out. I don't know if you can see them. This one's the watercolor paper. And then, see, this one's really hard to lift up because it's a cardstock. And it's, even though it's really heavy, it's heavy cardstock, it's still not as, it's still warping the paper a lot. Or I don't know how to say the correct terms, but I just love how it came out. I had to switch to my iPhone because the camera was giving me some error message. So I wanted to try again. Maybe if I can't use the other video, maybe I can use what I'm going to do now. So again, this is going to be the watercolor paper and then the cardstock. The plum, was it plum? No, the eggplant. It was really dark, so I want to keep it nice and vibrant. So I'm just going to use those 4 colors, which are amethyst, ding, 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 different places, amethyst, and really, like, there's not a little dent into that alcohol ink. So if you're thinking about investing in alcohol inks, I suggest you just do it. Even if you just get those basic primary colors, secondary colors, and then you can make a whole rainbow. And if you want some neutrals, or maybe some metallics, or just go for the pearl set, I think it'll be worth it. Okay, so then we have purple twilight. And the water is already purple because, again, I had done these already. So we have our purple twilight. And then I'm going to do the beautiful cool pearl. Oops, that one went a little crazy over there. But this one spreads out a lot, very easily. Okay, and then I really loved how the raspberry looked inside of this. So let's do a couple of drops, 3, and then for this side, let's do a couple there. And I want it to look more, I don't know, I just think it needs, oh, here's wild plum. Let's see what wild plum will do. And that's the, oh, that's definitely a lot darker red. So let's mix them. The last time I just let it do what it had to do, but this time I'm going to get a little piece of this transparency paper and then just go across some of the colors. Ooh, that's leaving that nice and pretty. Do a couple of waves, horizontally, vertically. Maybe I could keep this and dye it as well, marble it as well, and then maybe do a embossing and with white. So I'll do that with whatever's left. I'm going to put this to the side. And then I'm gonna again, oh great. Then I'm gonna do two of them at the same time. I have my heavy cardstock and my watercolor paper. So heavy cardstock, I'm just gonna dip it and put it, push it in. I'm gonna go this way, all the way in the other direction. So this, again, this is a cardstock, so it's absorbing that water really fast. Well, at least that's what I can tell. And it's gonna make it so that it's kind of hard for me to pick it up. And this time I did a lot less water, like half of the amount that I did the last time. And let me try to lift this up because it's already, oh, so this one, very nice. Rub it off on the edge of this. Another beautiful, I don't know if it looks, it's actually a little bit more vibrant because I think I took out the eggplant and, oh, it's still in here. So I'm gonna remove that. Oh, and then this one, I guess it didn't have enough color. No, I'm dripping everywhere. Alright, so I'm going to clean this water and I'm going to come back and I'm going to see what happens with Yupo paper, Ricepaper, and what is the last one I have? Glossy paper. Yupo, glossy paper, and Ricepaper. Okay. Yupo paper. I'm going to do Yupo paper. And I'm going to do this glossy paper. So this is the glossy paper. I already cut it out, and then I cut out the Yupo paper. So Yupo paper and gloss paper. Yupo will be on the top, and gloss paper will be on the bottom. And again, I'm going to start with amethyst. It's pretty. Amethyst. Then I'm going to move on to purple twilight. Let's try to get these edges over here. What is that? I have to get my glove. Excuse me. What is that? And how did I miss it? Now I'm going to blend all these colors. Okay. So let's go again. Let's see. This was again purple twilight. I'm definitely thinking I'm putting more drops than I did on the watercolor paper and the regular cardstock, but that's because something was in my, I don't know if it mattered, but I just, so this is how, see how this cool Perry, it's actually making it, giving us those lighter areas, which is nice for marbling. But let's fill them in with some raspberries. Tart. Okay, so then that was raspberry, and then I remember that I used wild plum. So wild plum. Ooh, bursts of love and color. Why is that? Does that just look yellow to you all? That was weird. Weird, I tell you. Okay, so should I or should I not use something to go through this to make it maybe a strong? I want to kind of separate those reds. Again, I'm going to use this, but I'm going to cut it in half. You should not be looking at my craft room. It is a nightmare. I'm going to get some of this red out of there. Whatever that little blob was, I don't know what that was. And let's go. I have my Yupo. What's it gonna fit? No, it's not gonna fit. Ah, what a waste. Let me make it just slightly smaller. Is this one, oh, is that one gonna fit? Yeah, that one's gonna fit perfectly. So then this one I have to cut slightly. So I guess 4 1/4. 5 1/2, 5 1/2, yep. Guess I have my new test strip. Okay, so Yupo paper was larger, so that's gonna go on this side, and glossy cardstock's gonna go on the other side. So I'll just drop it. I'm gonna do the same thing with the glossy paper, and then I'm gonna push them down, but I don't have my glove. Just have one handy over here. They do have the air going, so if that's something that you're hearing, let's see how the Yupo paper picked up the color. Hopefully it's fabulous, fabulous. Looks beautiful. I have some napkins over here. I'm going to be putting it on too. So that's a napkin. And now to see the... Oh, that's nice. The glossy cardstock. It looks... gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. Okay, so I'm going to put it next to the napkin on the other one. So I think I figured out what is happening with the alcohol inks, the Yupo paper. So I'm going to try one more time. The reason is because Yupo paper, if you touch it, it just removes the ink. So I'm going to try not to add any. Now push it down, just leave it on the top of the paper and then pick it up. So this is how I just took off the alcohol inks from it. So I added water, and then we're going to do the same colors that we've been doing. So it was amethyst. I'm trying to focus on the center. Amethyst. Purple twilight. Cool Perry. I have to buy like loads of these. Raspberry. It's quickly becoming my favorite color. And the air is on, so it does. I'm sorry if it's annoying. And then the last one is our Wild Plum, which is let me see. And let me just add a little bit more of this amethyst inside those red colors. Okay, there we go. Okay, so just throw it in and pick it up. I don't know. I don't like how it looks just like that. So just like little metal hair clip just to break some of these things up. It just looked like blotches when I was napkin over here, paper towel, and then I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Is this one smaller? Yeah. And yeah, I remembered I cut one. Let's see. So I'm gonna have to do it like this. I don't think I can. The tweezers? No, then it'll leave a little mark. Because I don't want it to touch the bottom. On this one, I don't want it to touch the bottom. Because if I were to touch it, all the colors would I could just erase it with my finger because it's still wet. So I'm just going to put it tilted to the side up here on the side, and it looks nice. Will it do anything with another paper? Whatever was left, that's what it captured. So and it's just something about frames being dropped. I'm sorry, I have no idea what's happening. I was trying to record this video and then the whole Brio, it was just deleted. I was just removed. I tried to log back in and then I couldn't find it in the folder anymore. So and again, I'm just using the same colors over and over again. I think because there's more color now. No, I didn't put the white paper underneath so you guys can see the first time around. So my fingers are gonna be so dirty. So I'm just gonna drop it in, pick it up. Hopefully there's no air bubbles. Oh, that one's much better. But see how the color just stays. how do you call it, puddles. And color's just puddles in here. And I think those little white areas, those are air bubbles. And they don't... But now we know how the Yupo paper, you just can't... If you do submerge it, you want to... Yeah, because the water just stays on top of the... Oh, there goes the air bubble. See? Did you guys see that? Okay, let me see if I can focus this. There's the one air bubble right here. I'm going to touch it with the paper towel. I'm just going to burst. So, yep. They're air bubbles. Do I see any more? And I guess that's because of the water. So... But it's a really nice... Then you can always add more of the color in there. So I had this one leaning. Oh look, there goes those. Did you see, guys see that one burst? So this one I tilted it to the side right away, so you can see the puddling on the left hand side, and then on the right hand side I guess the color just started going down towards the... And then when I had it tilted, it was going down, so whatever didn't stick to this, that's what was happening. But this is beautiful. Again, it's just puddling. The water is not, obviously the water is not alcohol inks, so it's not staying on. So I'll just wait for it to dry. I can't wait to share all the pictures with you guys and the final results. And then I'll have them listed in categories: Yupo paper, glossy paper. What else did I do? I even did that thin paper. What was that paper again? Not parchment paper. Oh, rice paper. I did rice paper. I did cardstock, heavy cardstock, and watercolor paper. So I have watercolor paper, rice paper, heavy cardstock, Yupo paper, and glossy paper. I did only one glossy paper. Maybe I should just keep working on these. But let's start. Maybe I'll try to do the warm colors next. But this camera, I do apologize. I don't think that it does justice to the beauty that is this work. So again, I'll post pictures. I'll show. I'll put down what was what, and then you guys can do the comparison. And what's so cool about this? What's happening here with Yupo paper is that the the bubbles keep bursting. The water, whatever air bubbles were still left in there, they just all of a sudden I could just see the white pop up. So I guess as it's drying, it's gonna do its thing. But give this a try, guys. Jennifer McGuire is amazing. She's taught me so much. So my channel, I'm gonna be doing, just attempting to create something that she's created, and just trying my best to do what she's done, and pat myself on the back. I feel that this was a successful lesson I learned, and I love I love this technique. I love the marbling. Of course, I'm going to have a link to the video. Another Yupo paper, but so I'll definitely link her video so that you guys can see the master at work. I do believe that she had a smaller water container, so maybe that's why she needed a little bit more water. But the first time that I did this, tried to do this, I had added like a full bottle of water, and it was so light, and the color was so light. So then I decided to add less water, and I decided to add more different types of paper so that you guys can see. And I'm more than happy to waste my paper because I'm having so much fun and learning. So, so this is the Ricepaper. It's crackling. So I don't know if I can use this to make for cards, for card making, but it's also gorgeous. And if you do it with this paper, it's almost like a tie-dye kind of style. It really absorbs the paper. So that's what she recommended. She recommended that you use papers that are more absorbent. And I put them on the box for the memory keepers. So this one is on watercolor paper. It's the thickest paper I have, so that's how I know that's what it is. So this one, watercolor paper, and then I did the heavy cardstock, and the heavy cardstock was absorbent, and it's nice and beautiful. But this one had the, what is it, eggplant, and I don't know, it just gave it that really dark. Or maybe I can do like a galaxy background and add a lot of that eggplant in there. It's not really black, but it'll give it that darkness that a galaxy would need. But otherwise, I really love this, and I'm gonna go and get crazy right now and just start doing it in warm colors. You want to avoid using those complementary colors. You don't want to mix your blues with your yellows or oranges, purples and yellows, blues and oranges, and reds and greens, because you start getting that those neutral colors, which are gorgeous. I love the neutral colors, but you want to avoid that. You don't want to have mud. Some people call it mud, but if you want to keep the true vibrant colors and just stick to the warm colors or cool colors and stick to the color families, like they say in a color wheel, the colors that are analogous or next to each other are what's going to let you stay with the colors that you want it. So you're going to get, if you mix your yellows and oranges, you're going to get beautiful yellow oranges. And if you mix reds with yellows, you're going to get all the ranges of oranges also. So I did a couple of alcohol inks on Yupo paper. I did purplish colors, warm colors. I did a cool colors, and I did a neutral, and some with alcohol pearls. And I'm going to continue to do some right now for my next video, and I'm going to show a rainbow, because I cannot believe I did a video that was taught by Jennifer McGuire that did not include a rainbow. So I don't know what was wrong with me. So thank you for watching, and I look forward to having you visit my channel again.